Dear old world, you are very lovely, and I am glad to be alive in you. Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are well. Quite frankly, I had no intention of filming this morning. Tired, very tired, but this morning light just got me, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I have to share. Lucas headed off to school. Since reaching this third trimester, I must admit I've been sleeping in a little bit more and not waking up with him, but this morning was different. Grateful to be here with all of you, and like I said, I wasn't intending on making a video this week. Actually, I thought about telling you all I'm just not feeling so well, but really it was a long, beautiful weekend spent with family for our baby shower, and it was really, really, really special. So I thought, I might skip out on a video this week, but that light this morning got me. So I thought maybe we could just wake up together, and I just wanted to show you a really relaxed, honest morning in my life, most of which is Nyla staring at me, as you can see, as she does. And I thought, but our house isn't clean enough, and X, Y, and Z, and I haven't shown you all of this stuff yet, but I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to turn the camera on and show you what an actual morning is like for me. And gosh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful here. I have no plan in this video. I have no plan of what I'm going to talk about right now. I just felt like talking to you and chatting with you and just taking a pause, really. This particular morning is just craving my journal intensely. And so I started with just some tea. Lately, I've been really loving red raspberry leaf tea, which is wonderful to drink in the third trimester, but I also just love how it tastes. Believe it or not, only 7 weeks away from meeting this little one. I've been drinking it every day, and it's just lovely. Side note, can you believe that we're only 7 weeks away? Maybe sooner, maybe later, we shall see. Oh gosh, I feel not ready at all, but I can feel my body preparing, and my mind is changing. I literally can feel my mind changing. It's wild. It's a wild experience. And I try to use my journal as a tool to kind of ground myself, but really find myself very dreamy and kind of, especially this morning, really just craving dream time, or kind of just spacing out time. And that's something I did want to talk to you all about. Is I know I always make videos about journaling, about gushing out your heart and your feelings and whatever's on your mind onto the page, but I think there's something so valuable about just daydreaming. Just the practice of just sitting and being and sitting. So I thought maybe if you'd like to write with me as you listen to this, or just daydream with me. My mind lately, and I'm not sure if this is because I'm expecting a new child or what, but I'm craving that. I don't know how to describe it, that ability to just sit and let my mind wander and dream, and daydream. I think there's such value in daydreaming. I really do. Gosh, and this view, I still can't believe we live here. so chilly, everyone. I can't even tell you. I had all the intentions of sitting outside with my sweater, and it was so chilly. It's like the promise of fall is in the air. The whisper of winter is coming, and it's happening. It really is. Nyla's just having her typical slow morning. And so I had to come inside and sit to finish up some writing. Made this blanket. Actually, when we were living abroad, this was like my scrap blanket. I feel like very often I'm always wanting to make these specific patterns, and I struggle to play with color. And this particular blanket, it was right before we were moving, and I was like, I could give away, or this yarn, or I could just throw it all into one massive blanket. And I purposefully didn't like tie in the ends, like you can see, and it's actually one of my favorite things. It's super heavy. I still kind of can't believe we brought it home from Qatar, but it's just these mornings are special times. Nyla's walking around right now. I'm not sure if you can hear her in the background, but she usually sits with me. And then at this point, she started to get a little antsy. I knew she needed to go out. And normally we walk, but not this morning. Usually I alternate between a really long walk with her or doing some yoga. I don't recommend letting your greyhound free roam like this, but since I've had Nyla for so long and she is extremely obedient and well trained, and we worked really hard on this new property with her, so she knows where the road is and where she should not be and where she is allowed to go. So, but she just loves this land, and it's just wonderful to see her enjoy it. She was super hungry, so I fed her this morning, and she got her day started too. I love this. If I stand next to her, she always checks back in, like, okay, like you don't have to watch me eat. Just kind of funny. And then, since I felt like it was kind of a choppy journaling session this morning with like being cold outside and then Nyla needing to go out when I was in the chair, I kind of was like, okay, journal session round 3, which happens sometimes. And that's okay. That is really okay. But as you can see, I'm not really writing here. I'm just in this daydream, good morning, old world phase. I don't know. I'm just trying not to be too judgmental of myself and letting my body and my spirit kind of guide. The baby was kicking me at this point. And then I was like, ooh, usually at some point in the morning, well, we have no furniture, as you can see. So we're still all moved in. There's paint cans, but usually at some point I go into the nursery, and it's not done, but by any means. But I usually just kind of go in here at some point and just sit and just try to process the fact that I'm having a child. And I just love being in this room, but yeah, it's still really surreal, and we've got a lot still left to do in here, but just can't believe it. In a few weeks, our whole lives are gonna change big time. And then Nyla usually watches me again and goes for a nap round 2 in the morning. And then at this point, I started to play with like the baby book a little bit. I was eating something. I was watching my friend Heather Mattern's channel where she was talking about, she was taking a watercolor lesson with Bree. So I'll link that below, a documented journey. And then I did some stretching. I feel like weird showing myself do yoga on camera, but just kind of rounded out the morning with like a little bit of deep breathing and some stretching. I just encourage you to take some space and some peace and some silence for yourself before you have to start your day. And before I know it, it's time to jump into work. So that's just a little morning, and I just want to thank you for coming with me and just being here on this journey.